guys, this is another video from FPL Gents. My name is Oscar and we're gonna look at predictions for game week 21, also reviewing last game week. So let's dive into it. It's gonna be a quick video. I mean, by my standards, 15 minutes maybe is quick. Next week we're gonna get a guest and we're gonna talk a bunch deeper about strategies and that kind of stuff, what I think are important for this season, and leaks and strengths in our game. So that's going to be very interesting. But let's dive into game week 21, or let's go look at game week 20 first. So I said Brighton Everton. I thought Everton was going to do well, but I also said I didn't think they were going to keep a clean sheet. So that prediction was kind of off, I guess. But if Richarlison had scored, then it would have been a perfect prediction, actually. Fulham, Huddersfield. I said Mitrovic was going to do something, and he did, even though it was the last minute. So I didn't see the game, but while watching the stats, I guess Mitrovic was kind of good that game. Then we have Leicester Cardiff. I thought that Leicester was going to do pretty well, and they didn't, so that's a bit surprising. I backed Pereira to do good. I backed Vardy, so I guess that was one of the mistakes from my side to back them, but it was also obvious it was going to be a close game because Leicester aren't looking very good in offense this season. So I don't look at them at all as FPL assets, but I could see Pereira to be okay in the future. Spurs against Wolves, I thought either Kane or Son was going to do something big. They did something, but not big, so a bit disappointing there, but also nice to see Wolves being so good, and it's time to trust Doherty a little bit more against top 6 sides also. Let's go to Watford Newcastle. I said 1-1 if I recall correctly, so that went well, and yeah, Delofeo still being a great option, but no one else I would consider from those two teams. Then we have Liverpool, Arsenal. Liverpool, a bigger win than I said and expected, but still very comfortable as I predicted. And from Liverpool, Mane and Firmino are looking pretty good. So I'd consider doubling up on Liverpool. I don't even have anyone else except Robertson, who I'm looking to downgrade to Alexander-Arnold. So looking at Arsenal, I know Auba wasn't very involved, but they played the best team in the league, so still think Auba is going to do good in the future. Crystal Palace Chelsea, I expected a low-scoring game. I told you guys not to captain Hazard, so I hope you trusted me on that one. Okay, and the Chelsea defense, pretty solid. So David Luiz looks pretty good. And also Kanté, actually, before he scored, I was just thinking to myself, I think Kanté will score 5 or 6 goals this season. That was just after a good run he took. So nice to see his runs paying off for him and for Chelsea. Burnley West Ham, kind of a surprise. I expected West Ham to win this game, but Burnley is clearly surprising me from time to time, and especially playing at home. So a hard side to evaluate, so I wouldn't go near them still, even though their first, is it their Heaton, their first goalie, he's back at least, so they should be a little bit better now. Southampton, Manchester City, a very expected result there. Manchester City could have actually had a lot more goals. Sterling could have a lot more assists, which I noticed because I have Sterling, but I got rid of him now because I wanted Hazard for next game week. And lastly, we have Manchester United Bournemouth, and very expected result over there too. Manchester with Pogba, with Rashford, with Martial, which is my triple up. So that paid off, and but also kind of expected. Bournemouth not very great right now. Okay, so let's look at this game week. We have Everton Leicester, two similar teams. Everton, pretty good team, but not that good playing at home actually. Leicester pretty bad away from home, so it should be a tight game. But who can say? But that's just my prediction. and I still think Richarlison and Sigurdsson is good value. Of course, Digne, but they're not keeping clean sheets like I want to. But Digne is totally fine. And Arsenal Fulham, I almost expect Arsenal to keep a clean sheet, even though they're struggling defensively. But it's time for Emery to fix things, I think, or try to fix things and try to keep a clean sheet at least. So then we have, also just want to say Aubameyang should be the best captaincy choice for this week, at least mine. Cardiff Spurs, we have Spurs. I'm expecting to bounce back, and Cardiff not great against top 6 sides, so you can see like a 2-0 win or not 1-0, 2-0 should be it. Okay, and I guess I wouldn't want to captain a Spurs player because of their fatigue, so I don't see a big win, but still Kane and Son are very consistent, so I would expect them to do something. Then we have Bournemouth-Watford, two kind of similar teams, but Bournemouth is on a losing streak, so I think they are the worst team out of those two, and I'd back Watford to win, but I could see Bournemouth try to play for a 1-1 draw or something, but it's going to be goals, so I wouldn't love any defender from those teams. Delofeo, as I've said, is a pretty good value. Chelsea-Southampton, that's a game where I think Chelsea would just be glad to win it, no matter how it looks. And that's been my feeling the whole Christmas period, that they're pretty fatigued, but they find a way to win often, so that's good. Huddersfield-Burnley should be a low-scoring game, and I'm not too keen on any assets, even though I think Huddersfield are pretty good at keeping it low-scoring, keeping some clean sheets, but also they often can't be relied upon enough, so wouldn't touch any of them, go near any of them. West Ham-Brighton. West Ham should be a lot of goals in that game, I think. I hope not, because I have Fabianski, but also Brighton are worse away from home, so I'd back West Ham. That's my food. And then we have Wolves Crystal Palace. Wolves should be able to keep a clean sheet against the Crystal Palace side, who aren't very good at attacking. So nice for us Doherty owners to see this fixture coming up. Newcastle Manchester United. I can see Manchester United win. I don't think they're gonna win by much because Newcastle are good defensively, so I can see like 1-2 or a 1-3 win maybe. Pogba still looks like the guy to have in Manchester United. I have the Manchester United triple up, as I said, so I expect something from them. Manchester City Liverpool. I expect Liverpool to win this game, and if you have Liverpool assets, if you want to double up, go for it. It's not that bad of a fixture for Liverpool because they're just the team in form in whole of Europe. So the only City asset I'd want is Aguero right now because he's just pretty nailed on. And so if I was gonna pick a defender cheap this game week, I'd go Doherty or Johnny because he's really cheap and he's really good. If I was gonna pick a midfielder, I'd say Hazard. Probably not, maybe Delofeo, but also Camarasa if you want to go really cheap. And for forwards, I'd go Jimenez or Arnautovic. Arnautovic should be great value right now, considering he was great value before his injury, and now he's even cheaper. So I think he's good value. Also Jimenez, who has a good fixture, and is really good. Whole Wolves are really good, and Jimenez is cheap. So that's my 3 team components and with players you should look upon when transferring. So this has been a video by FPL Gents. I'm very thankful that you watched it, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.